Hello everyone, and today I proudly present you my new design for a sheep farm. You can already see it over here, it's inside this big building. And yeah, currently there are around 500 sheep in it, and it's also a bit lagging the game for me since I'm recording, and those sheep create quite some lag. But it's okay, and also my computer isn't the best, so it would be working better on a modern computer. But anyway, let's take a look at how this design is working, and of course it's also modular, so you can just adjust the size to your requirements. Yeah, over here we see the basic concept. You ride along these minecart drives, but there is further redstone below this floor. And yeah, so the idea is that these sheep here just stand in there. Those fences, these iron bars make sure that they just don't all walk to one side and are equally distributed. And there's lots of grass around these grass pads. You can see it over here in the just one slice of it. A sheep stands here if it eats the grass. There's a grass here, 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 and also, of course, the grass block here does also matter, and one over here as well. So there are plenty of grass blocks around, which just increase the chance that the grass will grow. So they usually stand on grass and not on dirt. And yeah, now the question is, what is the redstone below doing? If you enter this area with a minecart, you can see that now the booster rates are blinking, and it simply just slows you down so that you can easily harvest all of them. And right here the rails are messed up. So let's show it again. So you see it's just running at medium speed. And for comparison, if I completely remove this, so let's just first ride it one more time around this speed here. And you can almost harvest every sheep. If I remove this detector rail and try to run through them again, it's way quicker. And you miss a lot of sheep, so you can see it here. I missed pretty much every second sheep or so. Yeah, and that's why I used this clock here to slow down the minecart. And well, the idea isn't completely new. I already saw a video about this. I will link you in the description. Yeah, and I just managed to fit a relatively small and yeah, for this application, very good working clock below here. So let's just replace this, and you can see how this is working. This is just a T flip-flop, sends the signal to over here, and this initializes the clock. And yeah, you can pretty much timing. You can see the timing if I would rebuild this clock over here. Let me quickly do this, and then I will show you the timing. Okay, here you can see the clock. This is a 2-tick pulse which is running through the system here, so pretty much just for 1 tick this will be off, and that's in total every 5 ticks. So 4 ticks on, 1 tick off. Very simple, and you see most of the time the line is on, and sometimes it's off for a short moment. And this just slows down the minecart by roughly 60% or so. If I were to slow it down even more, it would actually be not a smooth ride anymore, and you would almost stop and then just accelerate again. And also it's a little bit unstable then, so you can't slow it down much more. But this is working pretty well. And yeah, I also just stack this design 16 times. Every time you enter these chambers, it gets activated, so there's no unnecessary lag in the other chambers. And when you leave it again, it gets switched off, of course. And you just switch from one slot into the next one. And also, I adjusted the size currently, so that usually when you are back at the first cell, most of the sheep have regrown their wool. I tested it, and it takes around 2.5 minutes on average for a sheep to regrow the wool, and it takes you around 3 minutes to get through this, so there are more than half of the sheep have regrown their wool. and you can of course also wait a little bit, but usually you can just cycle infinitely. That depends on how much lag your computer can handle, because if you make those cells a little bit longer, obviously you can it takes longer for you to go through them, and more sheep will have regrown their wool if you arrive back at the beginning. So to demonstrate you how well this design is working, I just decided to make a 5 minute, or not as 5 minute, but just one round through this thing here. There's one important fact: you actually do get the wool you harvested only partially on the first try when you enter through it. You will get the rest in the next round, since on the way back the sheeps will just drop the wool behind you, so you have to collect it on the next round. But since it's taking less than 5 minutes to cycle through this machine, it doesn't really matter. And you can just continuously farm wool in here, and yeah, let's test the speed. I have never tested it before, and I'm just very curious how well this is actually working. Okay, here you can see the result. I went through the farm twice to make sure that, to reduce the randomness, and also of course at the second try you get a little bit less sheep than at the first try, because well, if you just stand here for a long time, all the sheep will have regrown their wool, and in the second time some of them won't. And yeah, what I got was this here, around 1300 wool in 5 minutes and 40 seconds, so over 200 wool per minute. Yeah, so you can of course just make several of these sails the same color if you need, for example, only green, or if you need more green than yellow or whatever. And I wouldn't recommend making this much larger, because then the lag just increases too much. But as I said, you can just well decide, we don't need red wool because I have a flower farm, so just make 2 brown wool cells and then we get more brown wool. As simple as that. Yeah, and yeah, as I said, around over 200 just wool per minute. And just of course it takes a little bit of time to build this up. I will provide you with a world download, and maybe if necessary I can also do a tutorial for the redstone wiring, but maybe you can also figure this out from the world downloads. So see you next time. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.